It was a clear Manhattan morning on Tuesday as the second day of Donald Trump's historic hush money trial was set to get underway. Media trucks and a bevy of journalists were scattered about as New York security forces were out in full force. Lawyers are currently trying to choose 12 jurors to consider the guilt or innocence of the first former United States president to face criminal charges. Roughly half of the 96 potential jurors questioned were dismissed after saying they could not impartially judge the polarizing businessman turned politician who is mounting a comeback White House bid while battling 4 separate criminal cases. A New York native who now lives in Florida, Trump was a fixture in the city's tabloid press for decades before he won the presidency as a Republican in 2016. But as a politician, he has never been able to count on the heavily Democratic city for votes. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg, a Democrat, has charged Trump with 34 felony counts of falsifying business records to cover up a hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels shortly before the 2016 election. Daniels says she had a sexual encounter with Trump about a decade beforehand. Trump has pleaded not guilty and denies the encounter took place. To prove a felony, prosecutors must show that Trump covered up the payment to conceal a crime like an illegal campaign contribution. Trump has said the payment was personal. His lawyers have said there could have been reasons beyond his campaign to make the payment, such as sparing himself and his family embarrassment. 5 more prospective jurors were dismissed from Donald Trump's historic hush money trial on Tuesday as lawyers tried to choose the panel of 12 residents of heavily Democratic Manhattan to hear the Republican former U.S. president's criminal case impartially.
It's very difficult for anyone really in this country to not come to this with prior opinions. I think we all have prior opinions about the defendant unless you've been living in a cardboard box since 2014. But personally, the right to a fair trial in this country is more important to me than anything this particular defendant has done or any feelings about him that I personally have. And then I think in order to uphold that, I was willing to put everything aside as much as I could.
If convicted, Trump would still be able to run for office and serve as president if he won. But a Reuters Ipsos poll found that half of independents and a quarter of his fellow Republicans would not vote for him if he were found guilty.